Imagine the scene. European and British leaders gathered at a negotiating table, discussing the future of their nations and the continent. In the midst of this tense atmosphere, an agreement emerges that marks a crucial milestone in post-Brexit history. It's the recent agreement of the Northern Ireland Protocol, a significant step towards a more constructive and collaborative relationship between the United Kingdom and the European Union. The announcement of the so-called Windsor Framework has generated a stir not only in political circles, but also among the general public. What does this agreement mean? What are the implications for the future of trade, defense, and other key aspects of the UK-EU relationship? These are questions that are on everyone's lips and deserve detailed exploration. The urgency of this relationship is palpable. Political leaders in Brussels and London are compelled to recognize the strategic importance of collaborating in a number of key areas, from security to the economy. While divergences and disagreements have been evident over the years, the need to work together to address common challenges has created an environment of constant cooperation and negotiation. Now, at the heart of this dynamic is an understanding that both the UK and the EU share fundamental interests in the security and stability of the European continent. From the UK's engagement as a major military supporter of Ukraine to collaboration on defense and security, this relationship has been shaped by a range of strategic and geopolitical considerations. But what lies behind this apparent friendship out of necessity? What are the hidden factors and motives that fuel this mutual interdependence? This video will seek to explore these questions and shed light on the complex mysteries of the UK-EU relationship. Let's begin. Although the UK has left the EU, its connection to Europe remains vital. The urgency is palpable. Political leaders in Brussels must recognize in London a strategic partner that largely shares their vision, thereby embracing the UK's role in securing the continent. Similarly, strategists in London must look beyond borders and see in the EU not just a powerful trading bloc, but a key player in the geopolitical arena. But what hidden motives might be fueling this mutual dependence? In short, London and Brussels are intertwined in a relationship of mutual necessity. The numbers speak for themselves. In 2022, 42% of British exports and 48% of imports came from the EU. But what else is moving behind these figures? This economic interdependence is just one piece of the puzzle. In defense, the UK plays a crucial role as one of Ukraine's main military supporters in Europe, second only to the US globally. Moreover, the UK's commitment to increase defense spending reflects its commitment to European security at a time of rising global tensions, challenging even the US. What cards is the UK really playing in this power game? But the gaze extends beyond Europe to the Indo-Pacific, where both London and Brussels are redirecting their attention. In this crucial region, the UK is at the forefront, while Europe is redefining its strategy towards China and Taiwan amid escalating tensions between Washington and Beijing. The war in Ukraine, tensions with China, and developments in the global economy are reminders that the UK-EU relationship is much more than a simple question of membership or separation. In an increasingly complex world, cooperation between these two powers becomes imperative. As neighbors and advocates of liberal governance in a challenging geopolitical context, a productive relationship between London and Brussels becomes a crucial necessity, not a mere luxury. Stalemate and mistrust could lead to devastating consequences for both sides. Will they be able to put aside their differences and come together as true allies? If you like what you're seeing so far, please like the video. It would be a big help to us. And now, let's continue on. The divergence between UK and EU policies is not going away overnight. Policy differences remain evident, and a return to the single market or customs union does not appear to be on the horizon. However, this should not stand in the way of pursuing a relationship based on shared interests. What are the areas where the two can find common ground? The answer: defense and economics. Since the turmoil caused by the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the EU has been adjusting its defense and security policies. However, the lack of preparation for today's complex geopolitical scenario is evident. This is where the UK can play a vital role. How? Let's take a look at some options. 1. Joint patrols in the Indo-Pacific. Can you imagine European and British forces joining forces in the Indo-Pacific? It's possible. Following EU Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell's call for European fleets to patrol the Taiwan Strait, there's an opportunity to coordinate joint patrols in this crucial region. A UK-EU collaboration would not only demonstrate unity, but also strengthen European plans for the Indo-Pacific, showing an extension of unity beyond continental borders. 2. UK participation in defense projects. Despite political challenges, the UK could be a valuable asset in EU defense projects. Such collaboration would not only benefit all parties involved, from securing lucrative contracts to supplying much-needed ammunition to Ukraine, but would also bolster the EU's defense credibility. 3. Establishment of British observer status at key meetings. The participation of a British representative at EU foreign ministerial meetings would be a significant step towards collaboration. This symbolic gesture would demonstrate the willingness of both sides to work together on common security issues and support for regions such as Ukraine. It would be a milestone, a declaration of unity that could pave the way for closer collaboration on international support issues. In short, although policies differ, there are areas where the UK and EU can collaborate effectively. Exploring these opportunities will not only strengthen security and stability in Europe, but also send a message of unity in an increasingly complex and challenging world. The global economy is undergoing a seismic shift with the US Inflation Reduction Act and the EU's Green Deal industrial plan leading the transformation. While the UK is moving cautiously forward, it still has a vital role to play in this new economic era. Here are some ideas. 1. Industrial policy coordination. In a world of intense competition, coordination between the EU and the UK is essential to avoid clashes and maximize mutual benefits. Following the example of the US-EU Clean Energy Incentives Dialogue, a similar dialogue could pave the way for more effective collaboration and avoid fragmentation. 2. Access to critical raw materials. With von der Leyen's push for a critical raw materials club, the UK can play a crucial role. Collaboration with other world leaders in the extraction of critical minerals could ensure a secure supply and reduce dependence on certain geopolitically volatile regions. And 3. Transatlantic technology dialogue. In the rapidly evolving digital landscape, greater alignment between the EU and the UK is essential. An intensified dialogue on key issues such as semiconductors, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity could pave the way for closer collaboration and contribute to the normalization of digital policy in both Europe and North America. However, economic reconciliation will not be a walk on the beach. It will require serious commitment from leaders in Brussels, European capitals, and of course, London. But this is just the first step towards a stronger post-Brexit relationship between the EU and the UK. The journey is just beginning. The recent pact related to the Northern Ireland Protocol represents a fundamental breakthrough and an optimistic indication for the interaction between the European Union and the United Kingdom. However, the presentation of the Windsor Framework only marks the beginning of a long road ahead. This agreement needs the approval of both EU member states and the UK Parliament, the latter having previously rejected the controversial Irish backstop during Theresa May's government. In a broader context, this compromise could mark the beginning of a more positive relationship between the EU and the UK. The fact that von der Leyen personally went to London to finalize the details and announce the agreement is a clear sign of the joint effort and willingness of both sides to overcome the tensions generated by Brexit. For a long time, friction between London and Brussels was evident, and the idea of a European Commission president visiting the British capital seemed unthinkable. However, geography, economic realities, and the need for European and transatlantic unity, especially in the context of the situation in Ukraine, showed that a prolonged estrangement between the UK and the EU is not feasible. Although the Northern Ireland Protocol remains a bone of contention, its resolution provides an opportunity for Brussels and London to begin to forge a more stable and fruitful relationship. From trade issues to defense collaboration and digital policy issues, the importance of unity is now more critical than ever. This agreement marks a significant step forward towards a mutually beneficial and cooperative relationship between the two sides. All in all, so far, the UK and the EU are showing signs of working together, and more so now that they need to. Now I want to ask you who are watching this video, do you think the UK needs the EU more or vice versa? Let me know your answer in the comment box below. And if you like the video, I invite you to subscribe and leave your like for more videos like this one. With that, We'll see you next time.